What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of House Flipper. As always, if you guys are enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we scooped up the beautiful Cliff House. Now, I don't want to show you guys the front too much, or even the side over here, because I did change quite a few things off camera, including, thanks to one of you guys, I disabled the fog. Finally, you guys, finally! It took us this long to learn that you can disable the fog. So now we can clearly see the sign that says Moonrise Bay. We can clearly see the yacht out in the distance. Things are just overall looking a lot better around here. I haven't gone around and mowed the lawn yet. Something I definitely still want to do, but just haven't taken the time to do so yet. So, ladies and gents, the front entryway of this property looks so much better. So much better. So the garage area, I believe, was about the same. I don't think that has changed at all. But this little bit here has changed significantly. So we had like a weird little door window doodad. It was, I think, the same sort of door window deal that we have here for the front door. I'm leaving this one because it just kind of fits the space perfectly. But over here, it didn't really align properly with these like faux pillars that we had done. And then to top it all off, I hadn't extended our new stone alongside the rest of the house. So I've now done that. Things are looking much, much better. But over in here, we have 4 individual doors now instead of just one single door. I think it looks a little bit nicer. Definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments, but it's growing on me more and more. And then these windows over here and on the opposite side of the garage as well, just helping bring a little bit more natural light into the space. It's looking good. The same regurgitated statement about everything in House Flipper. It's looking good, but it really is. It really is. Now, I haven't done a single thing on the interior yet, so that is what we're going to accomplish today together. Starting off in the garage, there's this weird little like doubled wall bit, and that's just because it's an exterior wall. You can tell it's an exterior wall because, as I struggle to get my tools out, you can't demolish it. You can do everything to it except demolish it. This one, you can because it's an interior wall. So, almost demolished it by accident. What I would like to try to do in here is basically in this area, kind of try to create a sort of workbench, like a garage workspace. I think that'll maybe fill the space up a little bit. Otherwise, you know, it's just going to be usual garage things. Shelving, pretty boring, pretty basic, let's be real. Now in this area, this is where we wanted to do sort of a more formal sitting type room. But then again, since it's such a fancy house, there's going to be an additional sitting room just in the back of the property. This is like the sun sitting room, right? Kind of makes sense a little bit anyways. And then in this area, it'll be more like cozy feel, right? We'll try to almost recreate a library type feel. Just a lot of bookshelves, a lot of decorations and stuff. Now over here, this is of course going to be the kitchen. This area I'm really struggling with to try to figure out how we can actually create a decent looking kitchen in this space, because it's just kind of plain. And then these big doors just take up a tremendous amount of space. So I got to figure out a way we can work around that. Oh, actually, did I extend? I did. I extended the stone to here. And then part of me wanted to actually do a little bit more in this corner. So I might just do that real quick. There we go. And apologies too if I seem like extra scatterbrained today. I have spent all morning in the dentist chair. Oksana actually, this was the first time she was able to clean my teeth. She's in the dental hygiene program, for those of you that don't know. So she is learning to become a dental hygienist, as we've been saying. Very, very excited for her. It was fun, but like sitting for, what was it, almost 5 hours, I think, just sitting in the same spot for that long, kind of took a toll on me a little bit. I was going stir crazy. So let's see, what do we want to do first here, I guess? Should we just try to get some paint on the wall in each room, or do we do that sort of as we go? Let's maybe do that as we go through each room. And then over here, this is, as I mentioned, I think, not in this episode, but in the previous one, I think I want to do an office up here. I just feel like that's going to be the best use for this space. But we'll start in the garage. I think for in here, I want to do like a lighter blue for the garage walls. It's going to be a little dark in all of these rooms for a while yet because we still only have these little string bean looking lights hanging from the ceiling. Some rooms have more than others. They probably go off a little bit more light, but it's not much. It's really not much. So the color we went with in here was called A Fresh Morning. It's a very, very light blue, which is the exact look I was going for. Now, with that all wrapped up, we can move into kind of retrofitting a sort of workbench over here in this area. None of these really resemble like proper garage workbench. You know, one you just went to Home Depot or Menards, bought a bunch of 2x4s and just threw together in a couple of minutes. They don't have anything that's really matching that vibe. That's what I would definitely want to do. What they do have is this enormous table that has a decent wooden American elm texture. I think we'll just go with that. It should fit over here fairly well anyways. And believe it or not, that's about the only thing we really have to place in the garage for right now. A lot of the other stuff is going to come towards the end. It's just going to be real decorative bits that we're going to kind of sprinkle in here, make it look a little bit more lived in. But I really like this. I like the contrast with the black dark windows and the lighter blue walls. I think that works pretty well. Stuff that we're missing, like decorative bits that we're missing, would be a big air compressor or a lot of like garage tools. I don't think we really have that many things to choose from there, but I like it. I like it. Now for lights, we're gonna do stereotypical garage lighting out here. Something very, very basic. So we got 4, I think they're called line lights up on the ceiling just above where the vehicles would be parked in here. And then we also have an additional one just above the workbench. But again, a lot of the other stuff in here is all decoration, so we'll add that at the very end of things. Now, this is very, very important. We got to figure out what sort of door we're going to use in this place. And I don't mean just what door we're going to use for this spot in particular. I mean what door we're going to use all around the whole rest of this place. You know, it's obviously got a very modern feel to it. The whole property does. So I think we use the tri-panel a little bit too often. I'm gonna mix it up, and I think I'm gonna go with this one. And for right now anyways, I think I'm gonna use white woodwork for just about everything. We'll see. We'll see. That could change, but for right now, I think that's probably the move. What really bugs me, dude, is like how much it sits away from the wall on this side versus this side. It's like non-existent. I don't understand the real purpose behind that, but it's all right. It's all right. So garage, pretty much done. I think we're ready to move on to the next space. That is going to be this little office over in here. So I'm going to do a more formal office. It's not going to be like our kind of office here where we have more of like a recording studio type setup. I really want to make this more formal looking. So let's try to do something maybe with some wainscoting up on the wall. Might look good. It might be a little difficult to fit around these doors. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm going to try it. We'll see what we think. Okay, it doesn't look as weird as I thought it would around these doors over here. Keep in mind, the doors, they don't really have to be doors, right? We can just imagine that they're windows. These are the only ones that don't have a non-openable option, to my knowledge. So we're just gonna pretend that they're always tightly sealed and locked shut. As for the wainscoting though, I'm a fan. I'm just always a fan of this. I think it looks great. Now a good accent color to this, granted in the garage we didn't have to do any flooring because it's a garage. It's gonna be concrete most likely. But in the office, we're gonna be doing a different floor in here, and I would like to have it be something that complements a red wall, preferably a dark red wall. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? This looks great. Again, I know it's pretty dark, but what color did we end up doing? I think it was hot brick. No, red tango. Hot brick was my second choice, but red tango for in here. I think that looks pretty solid. Now onto these floors. Odds are, you guys, I'm not even gonna lie, it's probably gonna be Old Reliable. But if you're new here, you might not know what Old Reliable is. It is the herringbone dark walnut floor parquet, or is it parquet? Let me know. We are gonna take this from corner to corner, and then lastly, do these little bits in the door window doodads. And there we go. That looks pretty freaking solid, if you ask me. Next up, of course, the desk. Gotta find a nice desk to match. Just trying to get this desk placed down roughly in the center of this room. Kind of. I need it off center just a little bit because I want this to look like pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Not exotic, not eccentric. Executive. I want it to look like an executive's office. So we're gonna do 2 little armchairs just on the opposite side of the desk here. And nothing too fancy, you know, we don't want our clientele falling asleep on us while we're in the middle of a meeting. If we wanted to be a real D-bag about the, you know, comfort of these armchairs, we could just use this guy. How do you even sit in this comfortably, dude? I don't understand that. I don't understand that chair at all. It's more of an art piece than a chair. Oh, and there's more. I didn't realize there were more. Dude, I can't find anything that I'm really liking. They look a little far away at the moment, but I think these black leather armchairs might be just what we needed in here. We'll maybe move the desk closer to them, or maybe move them closer to the desk after we get the office chair now. Or they're all office chairs. The desk chair. You know what I'm saying. Nice little black leather desk chair right here. Looking pretty solid. Doesn't have armrests though. That's the only, it's got like the tiniest little armrests on it. That's the only downside about this thing in my opinion. But it actually matches, it's like from the same group as the desk itself, if that makes a lick of sense at all. They're both called Rebecca. At least I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce that anyways. I'm feeling it though. Definitely feeling it. Over in this area, we could probably use a nice big rug, like a medium-sized rug maybe. But back behind the desk, we do still have the wainscoting, which helps, you know, break things up on the wall a little bit. But I think we need some bookshelves on either side. Trying to keep things simple by using these Rebecca bookshelves, but they're really small and they're kind of only made for corners. So maybe we need like a chest of drawers or something. Here we go. That is much better, dude. Simple just wasn't cutting it. These are from a different set. You know, they're not the Rebecca set or whatever, but they are the same Brazilian nut wood. So it at least matches. It at least looks like it belongs. So for that reason, I'm pretty happy with this. But now we need some lights for in here. And I want to try to do some sort of sconce thing up on the wall. You know, we just need something that says, I'm fancy, but only slightly fancy. I think this fits. We'll see. We'll see once we actually hang it up, or if we can find a good spot to hang it up. I was kind of wanting to do right there and right there, but then if we do a painting, that's not really gonna work. Over here in the corner might be better, or maybe we just do it, let's do it on these. Here it is. Here it is. It's perfect, dude. It says, I'm fancy, but only just slightly. Even have a third one just over here. I think that really helps illuminate the rest of the space, but we still need a little bit more. The doors or these windows really aren't letting as much light in as I would hope they would. So we need something else. Something like a ceiling titty. That's what they're more commonly referred to as, okay? I'll see if I can find one in here so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, they actually don't have any ceiling titties? What? This is like the closest thing. Some of you have to know what I'm talking about. It's like a light fixture that hangs on the ceiling. I have one in my office. I can't move my camera to show you. Maybe I can put up a picture of one on the screen. It looks like a boobie. It looks like a ceiling titty. I don't know how else to describe it, but that's what I was going for. I don't think we're gonna find one. So I wonder if Steam Workshop actually has one that might look pretty solid. I'm gonna go with this though. Just again, it's close enough. The good old ceiling titty. If you know, you know. And now we've just got to center it in the room. And I think that is a wrap on the office for right now. We've got a lot of decorative bits to throw in here at the very end of things, but I am really liking the look of that so far. So we have, so far, you guys, so far, we have the garage. We have the office just over here. I don't want to use these switches, so I'm going to go ahead and dispose of that. Now, I think we're going to actually move into the bathroom, and then we'll try to tackle this weird sitting area doodad. But I'm immediately going to throw another ceiling titty in the bathroom over here, just because it's a fairly small space, and I do think that that will disperse enough light, but we're not using those switches. Gotta get the modern ones, dude. There we go. Got a little bit more light now. I did also dispose of a hanger, a toilet paper holder over here. Just wasn't really what I was looking for. I do, however, appreciate the toilet that they have chosen. This thing is iconic for us. Actually, if you're new around here, you might not know how iconic it is. It's called the Flatty, but I always used to call it the Fatty, and like nobody understood the joke because they didn't watch the previous videos. So friendly reminder, if you haven't yet seen any of the previous episodes of House Flipper, link to the series playlist is always in the description, so make sure you check that out. But I'm really feeling this. I like the placement of it as well. It looks like they had 2 sink installations over here, which is strange because it's a main floor bathroom. There aren't any bedrooms on this floor, and I'm sure all the bedrooms we're going to add will have their own attached bathrooms. So I think I'm going to sell one of these, and we'll try to find something that's going to work in here. But this is probably just going to be a half bath, just having a sink and a toilet. I went ahead and moved that installation just over here to this wall because I think it's going to work a little bit better over there. But since this thing is already so massive as far as bathrooms go, I think we're going to be able to squeeze in a urinal or 2. Probably just 1, right? 2 would look a little strange. But now we need a sink. And just because we're already doing the flatty, not the fatty, you guys, the flatty, just because we're going with that already, I think we're gonna throw it back even further, and we're gonna go with the hanging sink Lamont. Again, for those of you that have been watching the series for quite a while, you may know that this is kind of the go-to, or at least it was. And as you can probably tell, I still haven't figured out how to install a sink without a misclick. So we're gonna have a nasty leak to clean up here in just a few minutes as well. Great, dude. Love that. Love that for us every single time. And with our sink now hung up on the wall over there, we need to find a good spot for this urinal. There really isn't a good spot for a urinal ever, is there? Maybe we could put the urinal over there and then move the toilet over here. I'm just thinking there's going to be a mirror hanging up above the sink here. So it's going to be kind of strange, not strange, but different to see a urinal while you're just washing your hands. I don't know, man. I'm really torn here. We could also just scrap the whole urinal idea. It's odd to have a urinal in your house, let's be real. So maybe we don't actually need that. I'm not really sure, but I'm gonna grab a mirror. That's gonna go right there. And then we need, what was the other thing called? I never remember the names of stuff. We need lights, and then we need wall lights, but it's not a sconce, technically. Or is it? No, it's, yeah, double. It's a double sconce. There it is. And we really need more sconces, too. This is the only one that is, like, what I'm after. Like, it's the only one that I feel like looks good hanging up above the mirror. All the other ones are just a little off. Just something about them ain't right. That's definitely plenty of light for in here, but now looking at the toilet versus where we placed the, you know, sink and everything else, it's not working. It is not working. So I think I want to move the toilets. Well, I don't know, man. I'm so indecisive about this bathroom all of a sudden. I thought we had this great plan, and now I have no idea. Let's just move on to walls and flooring. Actually, let's get a door first. Maybe that'll help. There we go. Even using the proper one with all the holes in the bottom. You guys have informed me that's for ventilation. So I guess all your funk just moves out into the hallway through those little holes rather than being trapped in this tiny little room. Not sure I'm a fan of that, but I understand why it exists, kind of. But we're gonna move that light switch over there because when you would then open the door with the door kind of opening up against that wall, it makes it next to impossible to flip the light switch on. So I'm liking that. But then with the door opening up against this wall too, it kind of makes a little bit more sense why the toilet would be over there rather than on this back wall. It's all right. It's all right. It's starting to be all right anyways. But now we're going to move on to paint. We're going to find something that'll look good up on the walls in here. Might even try to switch it up. I don't think I've ever used this, but this is a really, really cool looking panel. Just not sure it would look good in a bathroom. We'll try it out. What's the worst thing that could happen? It looks like crap? Oh, and then we paint over it? Big deal. Big deal, dude. It does kind of resemble a hotel lobby bathroom. A little bit. And like a really, really old one. A very vintage hotel. But it's not bad. It could be worse. Could always be worse. Can you sell the thing? Thank you. But yeah, there we go. It's aight. It's definitely aight. I think it could use a little bit more decoration and stuff in here, and maybe it'll look a little bit better. As for the flooring, now that we've done this sort of paneling on the wall, I really want to try this new natural stone look. I can't say it's going to be a winner right off the bat, but I just want to see what it looks like. Definitely not. No. God, no. No, not in a million years. No. What about this concrete? We've been using this quite a bit in some bathrooms. Doesn't really work with the panel. You know, we could just play into the whole hotel lobby bathroom thing and try something like this. That actually is okay. I'm kind of okay with this. We definitely need some like decorations up on the wall though. It's looking a little too plain. But I think that'll work for now. And the next room, the last room we're actually going to be working on today. I'm a bit strapped for time. I do apologize, but I'm trying to make the best of it. Trying to get a video out for you guys nonetheless. This area, dude, we've got to do some serious something in here. I think wainscoting, again, might be kind of the move. Just so we can, you know, fill up a lot of these empty looking walls. Over here, though, there's a bit of a weird gap. We have like 2 walls right there, and then just 1 over here in this corner. So I'm thinking we fill that a little bit. Maybe we'll do something right there, something right there, and then have some shelving on the right and the left side of it. So we'll leave like 3 spaces there for a shelf, and 3 spaces here for a shelf. Fill all this in, and we might be able to do some lintels up in the top too. That might help it out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so we've got like a little built-in type deal now. We can do a fireplace right here in the center. That'll give us a good central location to have like the seating area kind of around it, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm trying here. Let's get some shelves to put up there. So we've got the shelves installed. I think that looks pretty solid. We need some type of wood paneling texture that makes it look a little bit more complete, like in the back here and up around the edges and stuff. So I'm gonna try to find something that matches the Brazilian nut wood. I'd say this is a fairly close match. If any of you guys want to try a similar look in your houses, I'm using the pack of dark colored medium panels. There's also a narrow panel as well if you want to go with that look, but I like the wider boards. But now that we got the shelf done, we need a fireplace. And I think in a house like this, you know, something very, very modern is appropriate. The only downside is it's not perfectly aligned on the center of that wall. Really, really bugs me, you guys. I mean, really bugs me. You guys know how OCD I can get, especially with a game like this. We're just gonna have to live with it. Just gonna have to live with it. It's unfortunate, but it'll be all right. Next, we're gonna need a TV of sorts. Nothing too big. We don't have a ton of space. Like, I think the 85 inch is probably too much. We'll try it. Oh, yeah, dude. That, massive. Massive. What else we got? Wall-mounted TV. Oh, that's about perfect. Actually, it's kind of the same size as the fireplace, which is interesting. So maybe we offset it a little bit so it's not as noticeable. Maybe try that. Hang on, let's change the channel to something a little bit more normal looking. I am trying to come to terms with this. It's okay. It's okay. I think when we add in the rest of the furniture and stuff into the sitting area, it should hopefully let the space come to life a bit more. For right now, it kind of seems forced, if that makes any sense. It just, it doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right. In the meantime, I'm going to go around and sell these little string bean lights because they are super ugly and are not what we're after. And we'll also get rid of these additional switches. 1, there's too many of them, and 2, they're the wrong thing. So in here, I'm thinking a gray. A lighter gray on the walls might look okay. But then I need something. I need some sort of splash of color. And I remember a long time ago, there was like this teal couch, and I think it had like orange or maybe yellow pillows on it. I really enjoyed the look of that, especially like up against some gray, light gray walls. So I want to try to find that again. I don't even know what it's called. I don't know where to look. Guess we can start by clicking on sofas. That'll probably narrow it down. Here it is. Here it is, the Harper. Dude, the Harper dark colored sofa. This green or this teal color just works so well. I think we'll swap that out for black legs. I kind of like the American elm, actually. Builds character. Builds character. And then the pillows, they're both going to be orange. Again, good colors here. Very good colors. Will it work in this space? I have no idea. But you don't know until you try. So the next question is, how do we want to orient the configuration for the seating here? Do we just want a single couch, maybe 2 armchairs, maybe just a single couch and 1 armchair? I think the distance right here looks pretty good. We might need to scoot it back just a tad. And then I'm going to type Harper. I want to see what else they have. It's only the couch. They only have the couch. This one's not bad. But again, we need some splash of color in here. So let's get a coffee table next. I really kind of like the look of this. I just wish we could match the tabletop with the exact same wood type that we used for our built-in shelves over there next to the fireplace. It's close. Burn Beach is close, but it's just not exact. And then the legs, dark stainless steel, totally fine with me. You can't really tell from far away, but as soon as you walk up close to it, you can tell this is a bit more red than the wood that is used over there. But again, from far away, I think it's okay. I think it'll work just fine. And I actually think I might leave this area open. The only problem is, like, the space is huge. It is so massive. We're gonna need something up along this wall here. So I'm thinking maybe we do like some shelves. Not necessarily a shelving unit, but God, look at the view, dude. Look at the view now that we got rid of the fog. My God, this place is really looking good. But we need something to like hang coats on and, you know, like a mudroom type deal. Oh, this is nice. A little shoe cubby and a wardrobe, dude. That actually fits over here really well. Also, I think it needs to go to the left just slightly so we can kind of fill the gaps a bit better. Look at that. Look at that. It's meant to be. Got a place to hang up your coats. Got a little shoe closet thing to, you know, put your shoes in there so nobody steals them. I don't actually know. Do you guys have shoe cubbies or like shoe cabinets? Do you actually place your shoes in a little cubby when you enter your house and stuff? I know it's probably something that's more popular outside of the US. I can't say everyone here does that. We kind of just kick them off and leave them wherever. But I'm a fan of this. I like some good organization, so I think that'll work pretty well. Now over here, we're gonna need something also, but I'm gonna do a simple cabinet, I think there. Cabinet Simple White is the name. And I'm only using this because it has a nice dark countertop to it. There we go. We can even hang like a mirror or a painting or something up there. This area seems pretty boring and open as well. We might have to just open up this whole wall into the kitchen a little bit more. We'll see. We're not gonna dive into the kitchen today. The kitchen kind of takes an extremely long amount of time, and honestly, I ain't got the time for it today, so we're gonna hold off. But I'm just trying to keep the ideas flowing here. I think our front entryway is looking good. It's just big, dude. It's big. There's so much space in here, and I don't know what to fill it with. That's the big problem. What we don't have right now is a formal dining room space, and I think over here might work well for it. But again, dude, I keep saying this, but it's so big. There's not a single table in the game that could fill this entire space. So we're gonna need to get real creative out there too. Oh God, what did I sign myself up for here? I guess let's move into painting the walls and figuring out what floor we're gonna do for just this room. I know I said I wanted to do a light gray in here, so I think I'm gonna stick with that. We'll try that out first. If it doesn't work, we'll paint over it. That's the beauty of the game. Okay, we got some paint on the wall. No lights yet, so I do still have to use the flashlight for right now. But I like the light gray. It's definitely working. Oh, and I forgot to do the whole front bit here. My bad, my bad. It won't take but 2 seconds, you guys. Don't freak out. I will say, though, the light gray, actually any paint that we've done so far, just looks so much better than the, like, unfinished, raw concrete texture that they all were before. So now we need to figure out what we're going to do for the floor covering in this space. This is the main entrance. It's a big portion of the entire property. So whatever we choose for in here is likely gonna be what's gonna be, you know, continued in this room and the kitchen, and maybe not the kitchen. Maybe we can make an exception there, but we need to find something that's gonna look good kind of with everything. Why didn't I think of this, dude? Why don't we just take our current concrete and replace it with another? No, actually, I can't imagine this is gonna look very good, but I'm curious, so I'm gonna try it. Definitely want to try this. We're just gonna go. I don't want to like tile over areas I've already tiled. That's kind of why I do some things in sections sometimes. Here we go. From one concrete to another. What do we think? What's the verdict? It's awful. It's actually awful because the gray walls, dude. It's too much gray. Part of me wonders if maybe this is the property we're finally gonna use the marble flooring in. Is it too much? Is it too much? You know what? I don't hate it. Oddly enough, I don't hate it, and I'll tell you why. The gray, like, cracks and things in the marble really, really complement the light gray wall. Like, I really enjoy this. I actually really enjoy this. And I think something that'll help, too, is when we do the floor trim and everything like that, just to help break up the wall from the floor a bit more, add a bit more texture there. I think this will work, you guys. I really, really do. So the last thing I'm probably gonna have time for today is just going through and adding a little bit more decoration in each room that we've done so far. So I'm gonna tackle that. See you guys here in just a few minutes. All right, you guys, I think I have done enough decorating for today. Now, it's not much. I can admit it's not much, but we're just trying to take this thing day by day, piece by piece, and make it look freaking fantastic. So we're going to start things off in the room we started in, which is the garage. Again, haven't added that much decoration, just enough to sort of help things along, if you will. But we got 2 nice looking bicycles out here, a surfboard on display. You can see we're still kind of unboxing our things, getting everything situated in here. It is a dream of mine, a lifelong dream of mine, to just have the biggest, most BA television in my garage. So that's what we've added here. I think it's like a 98-inch TV. Something unheard of, but we got it here. We got a cooler over there, a couple of tires underneath the workbench, a vise, of course, as well as our little chest of tools over here. That about does it, though, for the garage. Not a lot we can do. We can add some vehicles in here from the Steam Workshop, but they kind of make things a little too laggy and frame ratey. It's just a bad idea. Next, we're going to move over into the executive office. This came out perfect. Absolutely perfect. We have, you know, very unnecessary decorations over here in the corner. A telescope that's never been looked through. It's simply just on display. Another, like, it almost looks like a Louis Vuitton chest of drawers. Just a very expensive piece of luggage, I guess, that just chills over there. I'm not really sure what that is. Then a nice little photo up there. Still got the same 2 armchairs in here. Little cork board over there in the corner, so you can put up notes and other stuff, I guess. And then back in the back here, behind the desk, we got our little K-cup coffee maker, you know, with the what are those things called? They're K-cups, but there's a different word for them. K-cup is like the brand name. I can't remember. Anyways, you get the little cups and you can make yourself a little tiny cup of coffee right there. Lucky cat, of course. Not really fitting for the rest of the decor in here, but a necessary thing to add for sure. Couple of books, little wicker baskets. Nothing too crazy, but just enough to make sure you know this is a big exec's office. We got meetings and stuff going on in here at all times of the day, but that is about it for the office. So we're gonna move into the bathroom. I did nothing in here, you guys. I have no idea what to do in here. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, you know, We should really just do what we always do because it looks good. That's why we always do it. But every time, dude, every time I'm just like, oh, I'm going to do something we used to do all the time or something I usually do most times because it looks good. The comments are just immediately flooded with, why won't you try something new or something along those lines. So I'm trying, I'm doing the best I can. But the only thing I added in here was some soap and the toilet paper holder. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. So we're just going to leave that door shut. There's not a whole lot to see in there, I realize. Now, I really, really wanted to have a nice, elegant-looking chandelier, a very proper-looking chandelier in the front entryway. So that's exactly what we have in here. A little, you know, splash of decoration here and there in the front entryway. But there's, again, not a whole lot we can do just because the room is so big. Over here, we just have the addition of a big old mirror in the hallway. And then some other, you know, random art pieces and stuff just kind of thrown in willy-nilly. We've got Jenga. I was looking for adult Jenga, like the one that's made with 2x4s. You know, it's real big game. Couldn't find it in the Steam Workshop, so we're gonna have to settle for this for the time being. Got some smell good there on the center of the coffee table. And as I mentioned, you guys, does the floor trim or the floor molding not help a ton? Just like break up the floor from the wall. I really need to do this in other rooms. In the office, it's not important because we have the wainscoting in there. In the garage, to be honest, I've never seen floor trim or wall trim in a garage space before. So that would be kind of weird, I feel like. In the bathroom, again, we got the paneling on the wall, so I don't know if we really should. It might make it look just kind of strange, even more strange than it already does. But in here, it works. Something about it just really hits home. Got a couple of books and stuff over here in the shelves. Nothing all that crazy. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that is where we're going to wind down this episode at for today. Once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.